Dystopia, known versus belief. We're going to do a little more about that which we call Bigfoot, which I personally think are forest spirits that manifest to the elemental spirits, the elements of nature. They're spiritual entities that somehow are manipulated with it. Could they be the Nephilim? Why not? Could they be a byproduct of the Nephilim or the fallen angels? Why not? One thing for certain, they're there. This is Mary Faith Rose. I'm sure she won't care that I'm sharing this. After all, she posted it on Facebook. And what do we do? Maybe I should go here to... I'll close some of these tabs at some point. And let's see, I think I might have copied these. Only so I could blow them up. She did some great work taking pictures. There's a couple people that have done some good work. I believe that this year they'll be, due to the past 2 years with a blood ritual of the baloney stuff and the death potion, along with the war in Ukraine and other places, as blood rituals, blood sacrifices. That the things, a lot of these things will start manifesting. I should show some of my own stuff too. Here I go through all this stuff, scrolling through. Where did I save it? Did I save her stuff? And I also want to look at some of Colorado Sasquatch's stuff. So see there. Okay, that's there. Maybe this is her stuff. Oh, I just passed it. Dang it. Oh. Only because so this is one of her pics. Some she captured here are some of the quote unquote Bigfoot forest spirits entities. Of course, it gets blurry the closer you get to it, but there's one right here, and there's one right there. Actually, there's a group of them stacking up, but you can see this were the two eyes, the brows. Let's see what I could do. Maybe I could do something else. I posted some old music, me just playing guitar and singing, so that'd be nice if I heard from you about that. It would be nice if somebody would subscribe and like. They have shadow banned me so heavily, and have gaslighted me so badly in the past year that I really do need you guys' support. So, get herself a pencil, get some red, get this, get that. Where are they? Well, you can see them in the shadows. Right here, my friends. There's a brilliant one right here. You can see the two eyes and the cone head and his mouth. There's another one right here in the shadows. There's a little guy right here. There's a group of them right here. And there's another group right here. And of course we got one of them right there with the more brown ones. So she did a great job. Actually, there's a lot of them going on here. And they're in the shadows. Something about these dudes is that something has to do with the light and light spectrum, and why you and I can't see them all the time, which may be good or bad. I don't know. Would it be good if you knew that they were there all the time? I mean, they're full there. So you got a lot of quote unquote boogers, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call it. Forest spirits, that's what I call it. Let's go back in here and find another one. Once again, it's Mary is the one that has all the credit for it. It certainly is not me. I have my own images though. Now she has something going on here that's interesting. Now I expanded this out but if we go back here and use a pencil, there's one dude right here. And there definitely is one dude right here. You can see the black. I don't know if I got that right or not. I don't know, I'm seeing what she's seeing. But I definitely see this dude right here. There's his eyes and his grinning mouth and his something like that. So I think there's something right here. And I think there's a nose and a mouth. It's another word, the totem, as I call them, stacking up. That's what I see now. I don't know what Mary sees. I'm not claiming to know what she sees. I'm just seeing what she sees. I mean, that's what I see. That's what she sees. What the hell am I saying? Here's another one of hers. This is an interesting one. What I see, I should say, is there's a dude right here. His two eyes, his nose, and that kind of thing. Now, well, that's not his mouth, it's his nose, his eyes. And I've photographed something similar to that. Actually, there's two of them. There's actually another guy here. And once again, they're stacking up. There also seems to be, something kind of doggish. And totem again. And stacking up, and there's another one. Actually, there's a couple. Actually, there's, once again, stacking up totem. Popping out of the trees. It gets even more bizarre when you really look at it. There's a dude right here, or two. It's actually one on top of another. You can see this dude's eyes. And the nose, the nostrils, maybe the mouth, and the head. I don't know if she sees that or not. Well, I see that. What's interesting about this thing that looks like what I said looks like a wolf. You can see here's the eyes. Don't know if there's another one posed on top of it. There's a mouth. It reminds me of something. You know, when I was in my 20s, I was attacked by something that retrospect, looking back at it, has to be something like, man, you can see this one so clearly too if you really look at it. His eyes, his punched in nose. Am I right? It's probably more than one. Is it an illusion? I don't think so. But anyways, I was fishing in a pond for bluegill, and this ravenous, crazy dog that now in retrospect looked like a huge coyote, and probably was a coyote, but it seemed like a hellhound at the time. when I was fly fishing and I was in the far side of the pond where there was an old fence and a lot of fallen trees in the pond. And of course, where the fallen trees are and branches is a great place to catch fish. And this dog, man, I just thought it was wanted to rip my hat up off. It was the most wild dog. I've had several dogs attack me in my life, but this one really seemed to want to. When I say attack, that was bark and nip at me, but not like tear me apart. But this one, it looked like it wanted to. It looked like just think of something that was between a wolf and the size of a wolf and a coyote. But we're not supposed to, at least back then, 20 years ago, actually it'd be 27 years ago, around that time, at least 25 years ago, there wasn't supposed to be any coyotes in northwest Ohio. That's what they told us. But it turns out that's, if there is a coyote, it was one mean coyote. And if it wasn't for that fence between me and that coyote, I think it would have attacked me. It would have bit me for real. I don't even remember if it did bite me or not. If it did, if I punctured the wounds or anything. Anyways, 27 years ago. So then this, you can see this, the one manifesting out of the tree. They're always manifesting out of trees because they live in the trees and they get their life force from the trees and the elements of the forest. And eventually, when the situation is just right in a certain location, they will manifest. In fact, sometimes you can get them to manifest through witchcraft and sorcery. In fact, I do believe that a lot of these things, not all of them, but a lot of these things are actually worshipped by the quote-unquote elites. And they give them some of their supernatural power, which in the end of the day means they're able somehow to finagle their way into convincing you and I that we need them. And that they need, and that, they deserve to rule over you. The men of renown of our days. There's so many of these entities in here. It's outrageous. And not all of them are actually black. Like here's a guy, Mr. Green Man right here. So, don't know why they manifest for her the way they're doing it. I don't know if what she's doing to them. But they're there. Good job, Mary. And if you don't believe me, do your own research. Figure it out for yourself. Open up your eyes to that which has always been around us. Not worship these things. Worship the true and living God that created the heavens and the earth and divided the waters from the waters. The God that breathed life into man and all, and I call him, and many others call him, Lord Jesus, the Messiah, the Christ. And he has fulfilled all things. You need to understand that. You need to read that Bible properly. Don't be listening to all these guys who are basically modern day soothsayers and sorcerers, calling themselves pastors and priests and popes. They're not going to tell you the truth, because the truth is, it's Jesus, Lord God Almighty, God plus nothing. You are the temple, and you are supposed to have a personal relationship with Him, not them. You don't want. There's no emissary, some man to do it for you. As much as you want that, we want to obfuscate their responsibility. Also, the other thing is, the world will be at enmity for you if you decide to follow God. And you just have to come to terms with it. And part of coming to terms with that means is that you will be at war with, the world will be at war with you. And they will, you'll have a lot of grief. Whether this comes to the spiritual realm or people around you. And the biggest enemies you're going to find, and it's amazing, Christianity does something to a man and a woman. When they get fanatical about it and they think they absolutely have an understanding of it, they become very violent and defensive about their belief system instead of... The more you come to terms with what God actually said, it's kind of devastating is what it is. And then you have to make a decision. You're going to follow him or the people around you. Now this, I am just circling some of the entities that are actually there. But there are multiple entities here. As usual, because they're never alone. So good job. Good job, Mary. Once again, where we go with this, we just to get out of there, we can. Who was it? This was, Mary Faith Rose. Good job, Mary Faith Rose. Finding some of those forest spirits. They're everywhere. Once you open up your eyes, you can find them everywhere. And then, of course, Gary Sellis. He is constantly finding some of the ethereum form of these entities. For the most part, this is how. This is a good one too from Desiree Viator. They got all these names. I don't think you guys have given us real names. All right, my name is for real. I'm not going to fake anything. But some of you guys, I just wonder, why not be disrespectful? Raven Hawk. It's from Raven Hawk, actually. And we see, once again, the entities. Oh, Brian Johnson. Was somebody else trying to sell me something? Hi, Brian. Anyways, so this, you can see there's an entity right here and one big one right here. They're all clustered up. They all get and form a big glob. But there's more than one. This guy's got a hand right here. If you look real closely, 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers sticking up. Or at least 1, 2, 3, yeah, maybe 4 fingers. I'm not sure. Man, it's hard to tell these things because they don't give you the definitive shape all the time. But anyways, good job, Desiree. One of today's finds, I realized that I lighten the eyes. I like to see the look of them. Plus, I don't do circles and maps. No one cares. You did a good job. So now let's go back to files here. Where is it? Okay, and let's look at some of. Well, it turns out that this dude, Jerry Klein, I guess he took down his Bigfoot stuff. Now he's just doing the car mechanic thing, supposedly. Knox County Bigfoot organization he used to have, I think that was called, a research, whatever. And he was down there where, and actually he's the guy that introduced me to Richard Gerbenek, or whatever, Gerbenek, the guy who faked the demons in his backyard. The guy that came to my house and spent time with me and talked to me. This guy fell out with me because I dared to research flat Earth. And he didn't want anything to do with that. It was crazy. He course, he's drinking his beer. He likes his beer, and he gets a little rambunctious when he starts drinking his beer. He's rambunctious to begin with. But apparently he took down this Bigfoot stuff, but now he's just doing something about auto mechanic stuff. Some art. Oh, there we go. So this is I see them and fill them 2 plus in 30 minutes. And this is this is Colorado's Bigfoot. Is that what it is? I can't think of his name now. I can't even think of his name. Okay. Somebody else can try to sell something. What's up? I don't even know why. I bet she's trying to sell something to me. There's so many people trying to sell. I swear to God, it's hard to make a friend on the internet. It's almost impossible to make a real friend. I don't have any real friends. Raw Runyon. Well, let's see. Where are we at with this? Okay. If you want to understand the Bible, really want to understand the Bible, and how Jesus already showed up, and come to terms with that, and not be embarrassed or ashamed about it, I would listen to Roy Runyon. So in this of his videos, he has some fascinating captures of clearly a Bigfoot. This is one right there. You can see the brow. You can see the crazy eyes. They scare the hell out of you. You can see the crazy pumpkin. Oh, here's the mouth. And then the crazy nose and hair and all that. And they also have another one right here, of course. And notice they're just kind of manifesting and kind of showing a little bit of themselves. And I imagine if the light spectrum was just right, and it was the right time of day, you'd be able to see them in their entirety. Now, at night, for some reason, because I think they're part of the creation of the prior when light came upon this realm, in which they were part of the deep and part of the darkness. These are these creatures from that. What if there's a high probability that they've been here even before the Nephilim, before all of that, and these things have always been there, and they are part of that nocturnal realm in which they live. Now, and that's a very terrible way of explaining that. They're part of the nocturnal realm, part of the darkness. That doesn't mean necessarily evil per se, but they do seem to have some connection with the death of these trees. And making their totem poles and all that kind of stuff, and making their teepees and their tree structures, and they always seem to be like messing around with the dead trees. But they live and get their life force, it seems to be inside the trees. This is where it comes to this whole thing about Native Americans and them saying that they're tree apes or tree spirits, and they've been trying to tell us that for thousands of years, but we haven't been listening to it because it doesn't fit our world view, So this one is interesting. This is manifesting out of something. I don't know what is moss. But what's interesting, from what I see, we're looking at his tongue. Maybe. And maybe not. But this is kind of seems to me that this is it. Or I'm wrong about that and it's actually this. That might be actually the head. There's more than just one though. Then they always stack up. You see you got one right there. Or it's part of its foot. Or its leg. Or something. It could not be. I could be absolutely wrong about that. But it looks like it's something. But I find that one interesting. The beginning of that, the first 5 minutes or so, how many minutes? Around 5, 6 minutes of that. That is of a supposed booger that was filmed at night, along with some of my. I just banged on my acoustic for, I don't know, just to put some background noise in it. Apologize if it's not the best. Well, I'm not gonna apologize if it's not the best of music. It's not the best of music. Can't do anything about that. Now here is another one. And it seems to be one of those things right here. Oh. That he filmed out in this Colorado. What is it, Bigfoot? I think that's what it is. Or Sasquatch or Bigfoot. What is his name of his show? Colorado Bigfoot. And I can't remember the guy's name. 5 years ago, I was doing drawings of his entities and sending them to him, but then I stopped doing it because it started freaking me out. I was like doing paintings and using them as cover pages for my Bigfoot interviews and all that kind of stuff. He didn't answer my question. What are you into, Brian? What do we have in common? How do you spell common? What do we have? Oh, that's where the problem is. I was putting an A. I said, that don't look right. Just wondering. Do we have a comment? Probably misinterpret what I'm saying and think I'm being rude, but I'm not being rude. I'm just asking a simple, fundamental question. What do we have in common and why we talk to each other? Anyways, in this video, we can see something that might be the nose and mouth of a Bigfoot. Although there might be some stacking up again and again and again. And there's something else right here. That's what I think that's what he's trying to say. Although I don't know. What do we have in common? Just wonder, have you looked at my page? In common. Of course not. I'm wasting my time with this. It's going to be another imaginary freaking friend that ain't going to happen. Anyways. Such sorcery we're under, me in particular, under the spell of the scrying mirror and the computer pretending that I have some kind of friend. Anyways, here's another one that I find kind of interesting that he filmed that I see. And this one I think is a good one, actually. It might even a better one of all of them, because there's the eye. There's the brows. There's the pug nose. And the mouth. And the chin. And something going on there. That dude looks pretty cool. He looks like he might be something. Or it might not be anything. Anyways. I'll take a break. See how long this video is right now. Hey, Mike once again, Old Religion Dystopia. We're going to look at a part of a video from Facts by HowToHunt.com. Now he claims that he cares a lot about this topic, Bigfoot, and it's really important for us to share things. We'll see if I get a copyright strike or anything like that for sharing this. Hopefully I don't. If I don't, it means he's legit about what he's saying. If I do, well. Anyways, this is supposed to be a stabilized video of a Sasquatch video. And bear comparisons? Maybe at the end of it. Anyways, we'll check it out. So, I'll enlarge this a little bit.
That if it was at the end of the end out there, I wouldn't give a shit.
I got it.
God.
I got it.
You
I
did?
got it.
You did? Hey, you! It's Slender.
Can't see him. Nothing. Even if you walk way over here, can't see anything. Then once you get far enough out, then you can barely see us.
A lot of demonic stuff in trees. Probably is real. How do they do it? Do they project that onto there? Look at the size of that behemoth. Good gosh. That's one big. I wonder how they built the pyramids. thing's massive. That thing is massive.
You're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you're going to try, go all the way. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, jobs, and maybe your mind.
If I can